Okay, you're about to see a talk from one of my live trainings where I'm describing the use of centering in coaching. This is like one of our top tools and it has like 4 or 5 different uses you'll hear. Obviously, if you want to learn this, we do coach training. There's a certificate of embodiment coaching. We do that every year. If you're watching this as it's released, I think we're about to end the early bird on that. There's about 200 people who do that training every year. We've done it for quite a few years. So yeah, have a look at that. If you're watching this in the future in spandex, we're probably still doing it. So have a look. Certificate of Embodiment Coaching. Enjoy the video. Use of centering in coaching. This is the first thing we teach on our coach training. It's like tool number 1. I nearly always use it myself almost every time I do a coaching session. You'll see me do some version of this, though. So it depends on the client. Why do we need centering in coaching? Coaching clients normally turn up stressed. If they don't, so I don't know about you, but most of my clients are just busy, stressed people. Like, oh, sorry, I'm late. The office was a nightmare. My kids, one of them's ill. You know, my cat's got diarrhea. You know, all the normal things. Coaches, is this fair to say that your clients are generally turning up a bit stressed? Is that fair to say? If they're not stressed when they turn up, they will get stressed immediately. Why? Because they're coming with a problem. So it's the first thing they do in a coaching session. They normally don't say, hey, I want to give you some money because everything's perfect. Normally they say, I want to give you some money because this is not right in my life. This is broken. It's my relationship. It's my health. It's my marketing, whatever. So that's probably going to make them stress because they're thinking about something unhappy. All right. So usually just the average person today is stressed, but even if they're not stressed, they'll get stressed often as soon as they see you. Now, we're probably co-regulating them from the moment they walk in the door if we're good coaches, right? So hopefully you're like, hi, welcome to the session. Nice to see you. You know, how's your sick cat, whatever. Like basic co-regulation is just being a nice human, but it's also effective coaching. So we're already bringing that level of stress down. Why do we want to bring the level of stress down? Why might?
To work with them.
Yeah.
To reach them.
Yeah, so stressed people are rubbish, okay? So what do I mean by that? They're less intelligent, like literally measurably less intelligent. They're also more conservative, meaning they're less creative. Your brain gets more conservative under pressure, right? Like if a tiger jumped in the room, you're not like, let's try something new I've never done before. Yeah? Also, they're less kind, and that includes less kind to themselves, which means they're going to be less hard. They're going to be harsher. That sort of just different parts of the brain. Other people know the neuroscience better than me. Yeah, they're less coachable. They're not. I mean, unless they're like really bored, and then you might need to be like, you know, pay attention. This is important. You might want to get them a little bit more stressed. Nearly always, it's the opposite. Okay, it's very rare. I've got a client that I think, you know what, they need to be a bit more stressed about this. You know, sometimes it's like you got to wake up, but usually not. Yeah, so. Yeah. Yeah, but then they generally wouldn't be in coaching, right? They generally wouldn't be giving me their money. Yeah. So you can upregulate people in that situation, but generally we're down-regulating people. So we're helping them reduce their stress. So different techniques for that. Centering is quick and easy because I don't have half an hour to do yoga class with them. Okay, so a centering technique might be something really simple. Like, hey, John, you seem really stressed. Before you start the session, just put your feet on the ground, relax your belly, relax your mouth, open your peripheral vision, take a breath. Okay, now let's begin. That took less than a minute. Yeah, and notice I'm doing it. So the opposite of that would be, okay, John, we're going to like relax the belly and relax the peripheral vision, and that would not work. I could almost do this. Okay, John, be very stressed. Everyone's going to die. Life is short and you have a small penis. This video is now demonetized. Yes, so it almost doesn't matter what I say as long as I'm centering, but I kind of want to teach him the skill. You know what I mean? So it's even better. The most important thing is I'm centering as a coach. Did you get that I was centering then? So I was relaxing even though I was giving a stressful message. You know? But you can do both. So centering yourself while talking him through the instructions. Okay? A lot of what I do this is often for their goal. So experienced coaches maybe back me up, but I find a lot of the success of coaching comes down to the clarity of what they want. So normally you say, hey, what do you want from today's session? That's like a really classic opener. If you're new, that's like coaching 101. What do you want to achieve today? What's going to be different by 5 p.m.? You know, it's all the same thing. What's your goal? Yeah.
The problem is if their goal is coming out of stress, it's just a load of nonsense. They'll be like, oh, my mum when I was a kid, and then this thing, and this my wife, and also my cat is sick at the same time, and the thing, and the other thing. And that's fine if you're in counseling and you've got an hour. Okay, my coaching is half an hour, and I want to establish the goal within the first 5 minutes. Okay, it's quick, effective, get there. And that is like most of coaching in my experience, is a really clear goal. So what normally happens is they come, if I don't do, I can do centering straight away if I see they're stressed, but then sometimes they, the thing, and they're confused, and it's very unclear, or it's a bit unkind. They're like, why am I such an idiot? It's just not very kind framing. So I don't want to work with that. It's not going to be helpful for them. Yeah. So if it's unkind, unclear, not or too long, I'll say, okay, John, going to interrupt you. It's totally okay to interrupt your coaches. I spend a lot of time telling coaches to shut up. It's fine. Interrupt them for their own benefit. I say, right, John, just give me 1 minute. Feet on the ground. Take a breath. Remember that centering thing we did last week? Relax the belly, soften the jaw. Say, all right, tell me again, John, what do you want to get from today's session? Clearer. Does that make sense? Yeah? So it makes it more concise, more clear, more kind. For example, it could go from, why is my boss such a total idiot? Okay, that's not a very good coaching question. All right? It might then do centering, then it's, how can I communicate better with my boss? Or how can I let my boss know my needs? Does that make sense? So it's now we've got a coaching question we can work with, which is kind, which is creative, which is clear, which is intelligent. So don't coach stupid people. Stressed people are stupid people. Coach kind, smart, creative people, or at least as smart and kind and creative as they can be on that day. So that is why we do centering. Let's practice.